deep in the parched desert sands of ancient Osirian,
long-forgotten secrets are becoming unearthed
that could threaten the security of the entire region.
Through cursed tombs, undead crypts, and towering pyramids,
our unlikely band of heroes must rise to the challenge
and find the secrets of
the Mummy's Mask.
Last time on the Mithril Tabletop.
They should allow us special treatment in seeing this site specifically.
Mom and Dad were supposed to be home. We should probably go check and see.
The doors swing wide open. Tanhi, you're home! Oh, thank goodness! Oh, I miss you so much! Kids, breakfast is ready! And then you just feel the entire house shake.
Oh, God.
I'll have you know, you're responsible for a great deal of paperwork in my office.
Oh,
He looks at the cope and is like, yes, this is excellent, craftsman. You want to move it to this stick?
But, like, you see him kind of stand up a little straighter and taller, like, that's impressive, Tariq.
Hello everyone, it's me, Alyssa, the voice of Habibi. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about what inspired part of Habibi's character. So for those of you who haven't picked up on it, Habibi is gender fluid, and this aspect of his character was inspired by a book I read called The Honeys, written by Ryan LaSala. It's a really fun thriller, horror, summer camp book, and the main character is gender fluid. And while they often present themselves more masculine to make other people feel comfortable, they also like to have that feminine side that they can embrace in the book and try to find people who can accept them for who they are. So I wanted to try to explore that with Habibi as a character and how he is able to get that confidence. Like, obviously he's already got that support from Tanhi, but he just needs to find it within himself. And I think that's about all the time I have to talk about Habibi for right now. So let's get into the next episode. Episode 13, Heal Me Bibi One More Time.
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's technically your first weekend free.
Free-ish.
Oh.
Free of students and making lesson plans. Like a weekend where I actually have no expectations to do anything over the weekend.
What do you do in your last week if all the students are gone? Is it like packing up your classroom?
Pretty much packing up my classroom.
Make sure grades are in.
Yeah, no, grades were already due that, like, we had to give kids their report cards before they left.
Okay, then I must be a bad teacher because I was literally waiting until after all the kids are gone. I'm like, all right, let me record all the grades.
We had to have ours submitted the day before, and I actually submitted them last weekend before I left school because I was like, I'm going to have half the student population next week, like, and the attendance was abysmal. And so I was like, and we also had a field trip, and then we also had a ball game, and it's just like, I'm not dealing with grades. So I said, get your work in, and I finalized it. And so all of last week was just basically just doing whatever. And then we got yesterday off for doing like an 8-hour training session we didn't get paid for earlier. So if we had that done, if we had that done, then we got to be off yesterday. So I already did that. So I got to be off for that day.
So now you're singing School's Out for Summer.
Not yet. When it's next Friday, I'll sing it.
Next Friday?
Yeah, I gotta go until next Friday.
Oh, okay. So at the time of this recording, it is going to be Memorial Day in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I am excited because I haven't had a real Memorial Day weekend in, honestly, since before COVID. Because the lockdown kind of like made everyone stay home. But now we actually have like an actual like group of people to hang out with. We have a grill and school's out for summer. For me, technically school's out forever, but
yeah, I'm the only one left standing, right?
Yeah, you are
Erin.
the only one.
Does anybody else have any exciting Memorial Day weekend plans?
I decided to put my on-call for Memorial Day because my first on-call, because I figure if I'm going to get called in, I only want called in for half a day on a holiday. So I get holiday pay, extra pay, and only work half a day.
So you're gaming the system a little bit.
Heck yeah.
Get that da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Being young. Oh, that's really funny.
I mean, NP pay on top of time and a half pay on top of hourly pay.
Holiday pay.
Like,
It's pretty nice, but it's only if I get called in. A lot of people want to work the holiday because of that nice time and a half. So we'll see we're only open till 1:30. So I'm not sure if anyone's going to call off or not. But if they do, I put myself as first on call, and then I'm second on call for a 12-hour shift. So I'm like, ha, less likely to get called in.
So you guys get paid for your overtime?
Yeah, we do.
oh my gosh. I am so glad I am in a job now where I get paid for overtime. I remember when teaching, I would do 60-hour weeks easily.
Oh gosh.
Easily. And they're like, well, you get summers off. And it's like, yeah, because I have to mentally get ready for next year. Like, it's not a break.
It's not a joke. No, it's horrible. I remember the very first year I taught. It was a miserable experience. I don't even remember that summer that well. Like, if you ask me what I did for that summer, I'll honestly say, and like I genuinely cannot remember. That entire summer was a blur. It's like I was finally off for summer. It was a week later, and then I had to go back to school.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, it was just, it's so hard. It really wears on you. Like, imagine how hard parenting is. Now, drop it down a little bit because, teaching isn't as hard as parenting, but then multiply it again by 200 kids. Like,
yeah. And then, like, if the kid has a bad day in another class, they're going to bring it into your class because they don't know how to regulate their emotions yet.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
yeah.
Like, I understand, being in that social environment is supposed to help them, but it's got to start at home. And that's a whole other topic.
It's a whole other can of worms.
When I used to be a school nurse and I would walk into like a classroom and stuff, I would especially, oh my gosh, I was at the elementary school and middle school most of the time. So especially the first grade and kindergarten classrooms, I would walk in and I would be like, I don't know how you guys do this. I just need like 2 of them to do their vision screening and just put them back. They come in, they do their vision with me, and I put them back. And it was great.
I give them back. Here's your gift.
The way you say put them back is like, I take them from the shelf, I do what I need to do, and then I put them back.
That's about right. And I would always tell the teachers, I'm like, I don't know how you do this. I really don't, because there's so many of them. Even in my clinic, if someone brings a whole bunch of their kids and they're not paying attention to them, it can get overwhelming because they'll all be like running around. I'm trying to focus on the one kid who's sick. The rest are getting into things they shouldn't. And even that overwhelms me. I am okay with doing 1-on-1 with kids, maybe 2-on-1, all that stuff. But once you start getting a whole bunch of them together, it's like, okay, that's too many. That's too many.
It probably doesn't help, though, that they think of, like, going to the nurse's office as a bit of a break. I remember having so many students be like, Mr. Waba, I'm sick. I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Like, I hurt my thumb. I'm like, you don't need to go to the nurse for that. Sit back down.
After COVID, we tried to give kids a break because they had a hard time adjusting.
Oh, I'm sure.
They were used to being able to take a quick nap between class or eat a quick snack. And then they were just so overstimulated. So if they came in and needed a quick nap, we were like, that's totally fine. Take like a 5-minute nap, rest, get your brain back in order, and then go back to class. We did have some kids, they would definitely try to skip class. They would come in for the most ridiculous things. Would be like, you got to go back. And then I had some kids who the teacher would have to literally force them to go to the nurse's office because they had a fever and were sick and they didn't want to leave. And I'm like, oh, dedicated students.
At least you hope they were dedicated students. And that was the reason why.
That's true. That's true. I know. Oh goodness, we could see a whole bunch of like notes about family and stuff. And some of these poor kids, you just never know what they're going through. And it breaks your heart.
Well, speaking of learning moments and going through things, and I'm going to use this as a learning moment to teach you guys about someone who's also going through something right now.
Uh-oh.
I remember.
Oh, no.
I remember.
It's a weird segue, but it's going to make more sense now. So I actually forgot about this last week.
Until you listen back, right?
I have 2 notes right here on our Foundry thing. I left a token on Ramses. I wrote a note here in my notes, so I made sure I didn't forget. Ramses got bit pretty badly 2 episodes ago, and he contracted a fever. Now, the first day, thankfully, you're just a carrier with no symptoms, but I need Ramses to roll me a fortitude save to see if he advances to stage 2 or if he does not. So, Ramses, go ahead and roll me a fortitude save. As you guys wake up early in this morning, ready to start day 3 of the lottery, Ramses may or may not be looking well.
So I have a question. So Ramses is currently a carrier. So let's say he succeeds his fortitude save and we go... And so does that mean he remains a carrier?
So there are a couple options here. Day 1 was the shopping day. That's when he was a carrier that entire day. He failed the initial save, so he went straight to stage 1, putting him as a carrier. Now it's the next day. He could go to stage 2, or he could fight it off on his own and be cured of ghast fever. If he fails, he goes to stage 2, and we'll talk about that if he fails. But for now, Khepri, could you please roll me Ramses's fortitude save?
Is it public, self, blind?
You would know how well that fortitude save is. It doesn't technically have the secret trait, although I feel like diseases fortitude saves should have the secret trait. That's just me, though.
So
I mean, you would feel yourself getting worse or getting better.
I guess that's true.
Can I use my hero point early?
Sure.
Because I rolled a 3.
That's not great.
That's
no.
not going to work.
That's not very good.
Oh, you got to do well. No, I rolled a 2.
A 2?
Got a total of freaking 9.
What's the total?
9.
A 9 total, unfortunately, is insufficient. Ramses advances to stage 2.
If you kill this dog,
there's
listen,
multiple stages.
If
You'll
you
be fine.
okay, but if he kills my dog, I quit. Andrew,
don't look at me.
Andrew, if you kill
I'm
the
just
dog,
rolling the dice.
if you kill Ramses, I'm gonna
Listen.
tell our dog. I'm gonna tell Daisy to kill the dog.
Okay, all right. Well, in the meantime, Ramses advances to stage 2 of the fever. You guys wake up, and Khepri, you're getting ready, and you look over, and Ramses is still sleeping. And as you come closer to him, he's starting to pant, and he's breathing hard. And you examine him more, and he's taken 15 points of negative damage overnight as his fever is intensifying.
I need to take him to the vet.
All right, so Khepri, you think about that. Think about how you want to handle that as you wake up. In the meantime, though, we're going to jump into MVPs, and it is a resounding landslide victory to Tariq. MVP to Tariq for some really good roleplay moments. We're proud of his staff, too. Don't worry. Winky, suggestive face, crooked smile emoji.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
MVP
gosh.
to Erin for being so on top of roleplay tonight. Well done. MVP to Tariq. His roleplay was on point last session. Love getting all of his reactions, and especially when he and Khepri visited home. I guess that must have been from Tanhi. MVP to Tariq for the excellent improv skills and wonderful roleplay today. Well done. And finally, an honorable mention goes to Tanhi/Anjela. It was wonderful meeting the Anis and going back to get Tariq's tools and yummy food.
I wonder who did that vote.
The only person who couldn't vote.
Well, thank you guys.
That's very well done. So everyone is going to start off with 1 hero point, minus, unfortunately, Khepri for the early spending on Ramses.
And it still failed.
And Erin has 2 hero points.
On
It's
the
okay,
plus
though. There are
side-
options.
On
There
the
are
plus
options.
side, it
You're
was
still-
not a critical failure.
That's
So
true.
Exactly.
count your lucky stars.
That's very
So-
true.
What would you like to do?
So I have a question. Habibi, do you have access to remove disease or something that can get rid of disease?
I don't think
until level 2
remove
or
disease comes until my next spell level. I think it's 3rd spell level.
Wish we would have realized this when we could have gotten maybe a good potion. Is there a certain potion that would take that away?
Nope. I don't think so.
never
Not
mind
in 2E anyway, I don't think.
Well, Khepri, what would you like to do in terms of as the character? How would you want to handle seeing Ramses in this state currently?
Khepri doesn't know if there's a veterinarian available because I'm going to tell you. If it was Ashley looking at her dog seeing this, she'd be like, oh, to the vet we go.
Well, roleplay that then, because what would Khepri do?
Khepri's gonna wake up and look at Ramses and be like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 what is going on? She's gonna run over to him and just pet him and see that he's struggling with breathing a little bit and, you know, maybe feeling a little warmer than he normally does, though it is very hard to tell by touch.
Yeah, he's panting.
If a dog is warm.
Roll me a medicine check as a recall knowledge. So this will be a blind GM roll.
Okie dokie. Medicine is recall knowledge.
All right. So you're taking a look at this and you see the clear signs of ghast fever. And this makes sense. You guys fought ghasts not too long ago. Taking a closer look at Ramses, it seems that the bite mark is getting more and more infectious. It seems to be getting worse. And you assume he is in the early stages of the fever. You know that currently healing, he's slowly transitioning to becoming undead. So the healing that he could be receiving wouldn't do as much. He would receive half as much healing as well as this damage here. He took a significant amount of negative damage. You know that there are clerics in town, the Grand Mausoleum, for example. There's also in... over here, there is the Sanctum of Silver and Gold, the Temple to Abadar. You can take them to either temple. I'm sure they would probably try and take care of Ramses for a price. They could spend 8 hours trying to help him cure a disease. It is a downtime activity. Now, you guys are a bit on the clock. If you want, you can spend another day trying to take care of Ramses yourself, but what are you going to do with like when all the time runs out and you guys have only explored one site?
Well, my question to you, GM, is could Khepri, like, for example, if you have a dog who has to stay in the doggy hospital, you don't stay there the whole time with them typically. Sure. Could Khepri go see if she could drop Ramses off and pick him up at the end of the day?
Sure.
All right. Is everyone okay if Khepri takes Ramses over to the temple just to see if the clerics there might know how to take care of him?
Yeah, and if it costs something, I'm sure we can pull together some money and help him.
Absolutely.
Well, sounds good. I think Khepri's going to have to go. We'll take him to the closest temple and see what they can do. Tariq, you don't have to come if you don't want to, or you're welcome to. Anyone's welcome to come if they want, but I'm going to take Ramses and just make sure he's okay because he did suffer a pretty nasty bite. He might need a little bit of extra help.
Here, I'll carry him for you.
Oh, thanks, Tariq. I appreciate it.
So you guys grab Ramses. Tariq carries him, straddling him in his arms. And Tariq, you can also feel the heat radiating off of Ramses. It's way hotter than normal. Where do you guys go? Do you guys go to the Grand Mausoleum, or do you guys go to the Sanctum of Silver and Gold?
You said the Sanctum of Silver and Gold was the closer one, right?
Yeah, that's Abadar, and that's Pharasma. Which one would you prefer?
Oh,
I have no idea.
I was about to say, wouldn't Pharasma be a better option?
Not necessarily.
That's up to you.
Any cleric can cast it as long as they're high enough level.
Well, we can start at the first one, at the one at Silver and Gold, and work our way down the street if we need to.
All right. So you guys make your way over to the Sanctum of Silver and Gold, and you approach, and it looks like this monumental vaulted bank. Like the walkway is gilded and sparkling reflective gold, and as you guys walk in, there are it's a polished surface floor, and there are vaults everywhere, kind of like protecting the gold. This is functioning effectively as the bank of Wati, as well as a temple to worship Abadar. You guys walk in, and you kind of hail down a cleric, and this cleric walks up completely dressed in white robes with golden highlights and this big, large golden chain with a golden key as the holy symbol of Abadar. And he approaches and kind of addresses you as a group. And he says, "Yes, welcome to the first vault. Welcome to the Sanctum of Silver and Gold. How may I address your concerns today?"
Well, my dog has ghast fever, I believe, and I unfortunately am not powerful enough, and unfortunately neither are my friends, to help get rid of it. Is there anybody here who could help us? We could pay if need to.
Oh dear. Well, ghast fever is quite a nasty disease. We've seen our fair share of ghast fever victims here in town, especially with so many going into the necropolis. Very well. We offer several services. We could do the mundane medicinal healing. Our finest clerics are trained in the scientific sciences of medicine. It is a slower process, but slightly cheaper. We understand that not everyone can afford the premium. However, if you would like an instant spell casting of remove disease, we can do so, but it will cost you a little bit higher price. Which package would you prefer?
How much are each?
Yes, so the mundane disease treating, if we can try to treat your disease here, it will cost you a simple 5 gold pieces. Should be quite affordable for adventurers such as yourselves. However, if you'd like the instantaneous spellcasting, it would cost you a mere 15 gold pieces.
Instantaneous. I have 15 gold pieces.
Excellent. And may the god of vaults and keys bless you. And then he kind of like holds out his hand. He doesn't seem like he's gonna like look at Ramses until he gets paid.
I paid him. I took the 15 out. Khepri's gonna just pull open her little pouch that's on the side of her hip, and you're gonna hear some clink, 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 because she has her thieves' tools in there. She has coins just all scattered around. She's a little unorganized. And she's gonna start pulling them out. She's like, oh no, this one's silver. Gold. Some more gold, and she's gonna put them in her hand until she gets 15 finally, and she's going to pass them over. She's like, it's fine, I had 26, so we're good.
Excellent. So he looks down at his hand and he starts counting 1, 2, 3 just to verify. He's like, excellent, very well done. He clasps his hand, puts his hand in his pocket, and goes, very well. Let me bring me to the patient. Who am I casting this upon?
My dog, Ramses. My brother is holding him over there.
Tariq's gonna step forward with the dog.
He rolls up his sleeves and holds out his hands, and he starts uttering a prayer. He's like growing in intensity, and you can see this glowing golden white light emanate from his hands. He like raises his head upwards, and 10 minutes later, he attempts to remove disease. And I'm going to roll for it, and we're going to see if he is able to counteract the disease. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Khepri is very nervous right now. She's kind of pacing back and forth, jumping between one leg to the other.
Well, it does take 10 minutes, so yeah, that'd definitely be time for you to, like... I'm sure Ramses is probably, like, nervous, too, like, this glowing light this man is chanting above him. It's like he's on this cold stone floor. Like, it's not a comfortable scene for a dog. And then it looks down, and then, like, he rolls an 18 on the die.
Is that good?
Do you think that's good?
It's better than a 17.
You know what, mister?
It is better than a 17. Thank you for
He's
that
not
insight.
wrong.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news.
Oh, no.
The good news is... Actually, I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is the DC of the disease is 16. So he rolled a total of a 25, just shy of a critical success.
Aww.
The good news is...
It was
he is a higher level than the disease. So, it is still enough to remove the disease. And instantly, you see Ramses' ghost ghast fever just like wash away from you. This big burst of light. And Ramses kind of like he like sniffs a little bit, his ears kind of like perk back up, and he like stands up and he runs straight to you, Khepri, and like tackles you to the ground, starts licking your face like crazy.
Oh, and Khepri's crying. She's so happy that he's feeling better. And then she did just buy some healing potions, so she does want to use one on him to help get some of those 15 points back. So she's gonna be...
No, Habibi has lay on hands. I'm sure Habibi would be more than happy to, as we're walking along.
Yeah, I can definitely lay on hands and then refocus afterwards. Like, no biggie.
Thanks, Habibi. Thank you, guys. Khepri's crying at this point. She's like, my dog's okay. And, you know, she's very worried because Ramses is very protective of all of you, you know, and her. And she's now feeling a little more concerned about going to the next site because she's like, I really don't want my dog, my precious dog, to get hurt.
And as you look over, the cleric kind of like smiles and he goes, very well, my child. May you leave here in peace. Be safe out there in the necropolis. But if you ever do succumb to more diseases, please welcome us. Come back. We have many more blessings of Abadar to bestow upon you.
Thank you. Khepri's just, you know, beyond relief right now.
What was the name of the place?
This is the Vault of Silver and Gold.
That's right.
Sorry, the Sanctum of Silver and Gold. It should be the Vault, though. Oh well.
I
Sanctum
feel
of
like
Silver
I
and Gold
walked
is.
into a bank and said, "Heal my dog."
That's literally what Abadar is
kind
all
of.
about.
Could you
Like
imagine?
Alyssa in the chat, she just jokingly said, if this doesn't work, we want our money back. Well, good luck trying to get your money back from an Abadarian priest. They don't do that.
I don't know what Abadar is, so I was just like, whatever. I like the song Silver and Gold, so let's do it.
Yeah, Abadar is like the deity of like merchants, so money.
Yep.
Which is
He's
why
the
they're
capitalist
all-
god.
Yeah, he's the capitalist god essentially.
Oh.
Abadar is worshipped as the god of cities, laws, merchants, and wealth. Abadar's cathedrals are also banks and founded in many cities and places where order thrives or is gaining a foothold, such as in Wati. Aristocrats, city guards, merchants, and those working in legal practice or who have the well-being of their community on their mind are common worshippers of the god of cities, along with dwarves in general. Abadaran priests living in the cities often serve as judges, lawyers, and clerks, while those who live in the frontiers work as roving magistrates, acting as judge, jury, and executioners in the name of order.
Wow.
So, yeah. Lawful good, lawful neutral, or lawful evil are their follower alignments. They're very lawful.
And what you're telling me is Khepri was so worried about her dog that she just said, "Clerics don't care if it's a bank," and took the dog in.
It's fine, but listen, they have the ability to heal, and you probably would have gotten a quicker service here than you would have if you went to the Grand Mausoleum, because the Grand Mausoleum is dealing with the whole lottery stuff, so they're kind of busy.
Ha! Ha! I just picked it because of the name.
All right, so you guys are feeling much better now. What would you like to do with the rest of your days?
So we're gonna make
we
sure
head to our next site?
Ramses. Yeah, and we're gonna, as we're walking, we're gonna make sure Ramses is getting healed up, because I'm assuming that if Tanhi is leading Habibi can be focusing as he walks.
Sure, I'm not going to worry too much about all that. I mean, for all I care, you guys can like take the one action to lay on hands, and then like Habibi can like quickly catch up with you. Like, don't worry about it. But yeah,
Do
so you
I
guys
have to roll the fortitude?
Nope. Fortitude is all done with. He is cured of the disease.
For now.
And I already
For now, until he gets another gas
So
in
if
his
he
face.
had made a critical success, would that mean he was like protected from it for a brief time?
You know, you would think, but no.
They should.
I was just one off from a critical success, so that was...
Is Ramses back to full health?
Yeah.
That wasn't healing, but Habibi will eventually bring you to full health with lay on hands. So yeah, let's just say Ramses is at full health.
Okay, I just didn't know what to put him at. Thank you.
because it would have just taken two healings of lay on hands, because I can do 12 at a time.
Oh, nice.
So you guys want to go to the House of Pentheru now, or are we going somewhere else?
The only thing I want to double check is how much rations we got from my parent.
Well, let's say you got 3 rations.
3 rations. Okay. 1, 2.
Snack.
We also have to go back to the first tomb if we want to try and get that chariot out.
I think we decided against it because we would have to like break it down and then pull it back up because that shaft is small.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
And bent.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea of how long that would take?
It would definitely take a couple hours. It might take a majority of the day,
Well, what might
especially
work?
depending on your craft checks too.
Yeah, so let's hold off until like if we get through, because we're supposed to hopefully get through 3 sites. So if we get to finish the 3rd site and we bring everything back and we still have like a day and a half, then we can go try that.
How many more days do we have?
4.
You currently still have, you have the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 5 days left.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Well, is
House
there
of-
anything else anyone need to do, or are we heading over?
Let's head out.
All right. With your belongings in tow and now fully cured, fully healed Ramses, you guys march over to the House of Pentheru. You walk through the front gates of the necropolis as you have the day before that, and you walk past the spire, the needle of Pharasma. You guys can say a quick prayer, ask for Pharasma's blessings as you will, but then you eventually make a quick right at the road instead of going off like you did last time. You make your way around the bank and you find a series of very large mansions. Perhaps a bit disappointingly, your address isn't the largest of these mansions. It's actually sandwiched in between these two larger mansions. It's the one kind of in the middle. It's still fairly large, but it's not huge, you know what I mean? So it's like really, how much treasure is going to be in this smaller house, man? Like, I want to go to the bigger one.
So the size of the house is comparing Habibi's house to Tanhi's. Like, Tanhi's is pretty nice, but it's not going to be... I'm not going to be getting a horse for my birthday kind of thing.
Or having the room to race it.
The only difference would be is this house is about the size of Habibi's house. So Tanhi's is even smaller than this. So to Tanhi, this is a big house. To Habibi, this is like, oh, hey, this is cool. But you guys walk in and you make your way to this big, large house that is 2 stories tall. And it has this large sandstone wall about 10 feet high, which encloses the entire estate. As you look beyond the walls, you can see these like husks of dead trees on the inside. Whatever this house was, it must have been very lavishly gardened, but of course, being in the desert and untended, those plants have all died. This estate affords those who once lived inside some privacy, thanks to the wall, and some shade and respite from the harsh desert sun, thanks to the trees, which are now dead. The 2-story stone house is visible even beyond the walls, adjoining to the rear wall of the property. And in the center of the estate, in center of the estate's southern wall, stands a pair of tarnished bronze gates, hanging partially open. A pair of statues flank either side of these gates, and there are dusty hieroglyphs carved into the bottom of these statues, hanging about eye level. So they're on this big, like, podium, and it's about eye level where the hieroglyph labels, plaques are, and above them are these 2 statues.
Wow, this is a huge house.
Oh yeah, for Khepri, it's like twice her size.
It's about normal size.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, Habibi, is this how big your house is?
Oh.
I mean, yeah. It's not a big deal.
Whoa. It's huge. And she's just looking up at it in wonder, going, wow, hopefully this is safer than the tomb.
It's about 20 feet tall, so it's literally 10 times taller than Khepri is.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna read. Can I read what's on the little plaque in the hieroglyphs?
It is written in ancient Osiriani, so Habibi could read it for you.
Habibi, do you mind reading this for me?
Sure.
All right. The 2 statues depict 2 men with a regal bearing, and they are dressed in loose, short robes of traditional Osiriani headcloth. The hieroglyphs above the gate reads, "The House of Pentheru," and underneath each of the statues reads Pentheru the Elder and Pentheru the Younger.
How original. It's like senior and junior. How original.
Exactly. Walter Sr., Walter Jr.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously we know we're in the right place. So they didn't mislead us, at least.
The map is accurate, correct?
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the gates. Is it like open enough that we can just slip in, or do I need to like push it open a little bit more?
You did say they were slightly open.
Yeah, if you
blow it up.
The gates are.
Oh my gosh! She can
blow it up.
Don't blow.
Kepri's gonna look at Keryth and go, no, we can't do that.
Yet.
Fine.
Why don't you roll me a perception check real quick?
Okay.
Don't forget Khepri and now Tariq have thief tools.
All right. So Keryth and Tariq, you guys notice that this gate had been. It's not just left ajar, like somebody forgot to close it. No, it was smashed open. But it was smashed open long ago, so there's clear signs of degradation and decay on these doors. And a quick crafting check might reveal how old it is.
I believe that is Keryth's realm.
I got this.
I'll also allow Wati lore if you have that.
I have
Wati lore? Finally?
Or Osiriani lore.
Do I
This
have
is going to
Wati
be
lore?
as a recall knowledge, though, right?
Pretty sure I have
Correct.
Wati lore.
Okay.
I have halfling lore.
Well, the doors were not crafted by halflings, but you can try to check. All right, so Keryth, you can identify these doors to be about 2,000 and change years old. So placing it around the time of the Plague of Madness.
Are you telling me Keryth actually succeeded his crafting check?
Indeed, he did for the one of the rare
Wow,
times.
that's great. Congratulations, Keryth.
Keep this up and I won't try again.
No, we need you.
Alright, so fine. I won't blow up the ancient doors. But can we push them open instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Two extremes goes from offering to blow them up to, oh, I guess I can just push it.
I mean,
so
if they're
you push-
unlocked, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're hanging a jar. So you just like grab onto them and like you try it first, but then like you have to like force them harder to like exceed the static friction of the rusted hinges. Oh, you're such a nerd, idiot. Whatever. And you like break open the hinge like and it like slides it open. You have to like push aside some of the sand underneath it. But you eventually make your way into this outer courtyard.
Huzzah!
I just had the weirdest thought because I didn't realize Andrew was talking like, oh, such a nerd. I was thinking he was making the sounds that the door was making. And the thing is, my brain did not comprehend that for a minute. And I was like, what?
Oh,
Just
man.
imagining opening the door and it's going, ew, such a nerd as you're opening the door.
Well, if you think
That should be kind of hilarious.
if you think your brain is broken, I just wrote courtyard like court jar.
Oh, it's probably
I looked
because
at that,
you
I was like,
saying
what the heck?
door was ajar.
Yes, I was definitely. My brain was making a pun and didn't know. That's what it was.
That's
Oh
not
my
a door,
God.
that's a jar. Let me
calling
describe
us
this
a
room real
nerd.
quick before something immediately happens.
What?
Dust and sand.
Silence!
Don't worry about it. Shush. It's fine.
No.
Dust and sand cover the ground of this very small courtyard. In the east and the west, there are they stand a pair of columns, once brightly painted, now bleached from the sun, which supports stone archways leading out to the other sections of the property. Tarnished bronze gates hang open under both of these arches, and to the north, a small flight of steps leads up to a pair of ornate doors, and obviously the gate to the south. But as you guys walk in here, you all failed to detect the haunt in this area.
Oh, crap. We
You
forgot
didn't
to
think
do a
so?
perception check. We just walked in.
Oh, no, you did. I asked for all those perception checks, and all of them were below the DC of this haunt.
Oh,
you all start to, like, as you walk in and you get closer into this little courtyard, you start hearing like this breeze. It like flows through some of the rattling wooden trees, and you hear the sound of an angry mob in the distance.
I was about to say it feels nice until you brought up the mob.
And you guys turn around, and then suddenly your surroundings immediately dissolve into this greenish, bluish, ghostly imagery of this yard as it was 2 millennia ago, at the height of the Plague of Madness. You start hearing the sound of an angry mob, and you look back towards the gate, and there's an ectoplasmic, phantasmal gate that is closed shut, and beyond you can see this angry mob kind of like clattering against the gate, and they're just banging against the bronze gates, and they're just yelling and screaming, and you see these 2 phantasmal guards are saying, "Hold the gates! Don't let them inside the compound!" And all of you guys can recognize this as ancient Osiriani, even though most of you normally cannot understand it. They are speaking in ancient Osiriani, and you can understand what they are saying. A woman is panicking. She says, "Where do we go? What are we doing? What's happening? What's happening?" She sounds terrified and distant, but somehow right next to you and inside you as well, she sounds all around you as echoing. And all of a sudden, these phantom gates that just formed thud forward as a powerful blow shakes them and rattles them, and they explode outwards at a clash. And I need everyone to roll me a will save.
Oh,
Will save. I
no.
expected it to be reflex.
Okay, so this is where I go down. Okay, maybe I won't go down.
Alright, when do we say what we got?
You can say them right now.
I got a 22.
22 is
Total.
fine.
God damn.
Oh wait, no, 22? Just not fine.
No, I don't care. I'm using one of my hero points.
Okay.
We're redoing that.
I got a 24.
I give up today.
24 is a success. Khepri, what'd you get?
Khepri and Ramses
No.
both did very badly. Very badly.
What did you guys
Khepri
get?
got a 12 total.
Oh, man.
no.
And
no.
both, I just want you to know, both Khepri and Ramses rolled a natural 1.
Oh no!
And Ramsey's got a 7.
Oh no!
So-
Wait, 7 total?
Yeah. We both rolled
7
a nat
total?
We both rolled a nat
Jeez.
1, and I
Oh,
literally am
man.
sitting here wanting to hit my head against a wall, going, "What the fuck?"
No.
Now you know how
Oh, no.
I feel with my shitty rolls all the time.
Keryth.
It's because
Habibi,
you made fun of her crafting check.
I know, this is
Karma.
karma
This is
coming to
karma.
bite my
It
ass.
rubbed
okay.
off on me.
I rolled a total of 29.
29. The wise cleric, very willful, very, very stout in their beliefs. You easily succeed. Keryth?
Keryth failed.
Uh-oh, what'd you get?
I rolled a 12 on the die
No.
for a
Oh, okay.
19.
Oh, that's much better. So this was a basic will save because you all take some amount of damage. None of you guys critically succeeded, so you're all going to take damage in accordance to here, let me roll that publicly. In accordance to what your save was. So for Khepri and Ramses who critically failed, you'll take double this damage. For everyone else who succeeded, you take half. Damage.
I did my reroll.
So
did
you're
not
telling me we're
succeed.
both now down to dying 1?
No, you guys critically failed. You goes down to dying 2.
Oh my gosh.
You feel so much of this mental backlash, this emotional trauma as this visions of violence overwhelm your synapses, and your mind just is overwhelmed. You immediately collapse and you fall unconscious.
Khepri! And Tariq's gonna kind of catch her before she hits the floor, even though he almost feels like fainting too, because it was a pretty hard blow for him as well.
Oh yeah, no, this is an overwhelming amount of psychic energy in this area.
So was it mental damage?
It was indeed.
Okay. Alright. Well, we're off to a great start, guys.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, I'm literally panicking.
Tariq is gonna call for Habibi. Habibi, can you do something?
Yes, I can. I will cast a 3-action heal spell.
All right.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. That was really low roll. So everyone
Oh,
is
no.
healed 5 damage. Or 5 health.
Oh no.
5 health it's not horrible. 5 times 6, that's 30 hit points. So everyone restores 5 hit points, and Khepri and Ramses' eyes, you guys flutter back into consciousness. You're no longer dying, you are wounded 1. And Habibi, I need you to roll me a religion check real quick. As your healing powers of Osiris ripple out in a wave outside of your, away from your body, you can see them kind of clash with the spiritual energies of this haunt.
I can't hear a point when I can't see.
Nope, you can't. That's all right.
Oh.
Man, this is some bull.
We're off
This
to a
is
great
not
start.
how I wanted to start our game, guys.
I have +9 in religion, so
Quickly distracting from the critical failure. Hey, Khepri, how are you feeling over there?
Kepri's unconscious.
No, you're conscious. You have 5 hit points.
What? I thought you said I thought you had to go to unconscious first.
No, you. This is why you're no longer unconscious.
Khepri is just all of a sudden everything's just gone black, and all of a sudden it's come back, and she's like, "What?" And her first thought is, "Where's Ramses?" Because he has almost died once, in her opinion, because he was very, very sick. And now she's looking over and she sees that he is also collapsed and is just waking up, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, he is not feeling good again." And Khepri is, she is not feeling the best. And I don't know if Khepri is allowed to cast a pet cache yet, but her instinct is to cast one and put Ramses in a safe place.
Sure, if you want to cast Pet Cache, you can do so as well, but both of you could use some healing before you did that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
right now, it doesn't seem like you guys are rolling initiative. There, you can feel this lingering negative energy around you guys. It feels like the haunt has not been disabled. It feels like it's still here. It could come back at any time. You don't know if it'll take a minute, an hour, a day, a week, a month. You have no idea how long these haunts kind of regain their spiritual power, but it could still do so.
So
We
a
definitely-
check wouldn't help us with that insight. It's just that random, no matter what.
It would absolutely tell you more about this haunt.
Okay.
I'm
well,
guessing religion.
Arcana.
Yes. I will allow Arcana, but it will be a much harder check.
Eh.
Are you
Religion
o-
is the way to go for
I'll
this
just
one.
do religion now that I have some religion.
Are you okay if Khepri also casts a 3-level healing spell?
It's fine by me. Why are you asking me?
Well, I'm not in initiative. I don't think I've ever cast a spell outside of initiative before.
You can definitely cast spells outside of initiative.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Tariq
do this
doesn't know
again.
So
anything.
if it doesn't have like a time, if it just says like it's a 1 to 3 action, just think of it's like 1 to 2 to 3 seconds.
Very nice. All right.
Yeah, so this is like a quick like and like burst of healing comes out, and it's not great.
Hey,
4.
It was fine. It was one less
mean,
than what
that's-
I did.
And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's half of the D8, so.
That's true. I guess that's slightly below average. Between the two of you, you guys rolled average.
There we go. Good job, Habibi. You're awesome. And it makes sense that you did better because you're the cleric.
Yeah, good job, Khepri. I'm so glad to have someone else who can heal too.
Well, that was my only heal.
All
I
right.
could burn someone to life.
Yeah, you should
This-
stick to that.
let's burn her for mental damage.
It doesn't hurt you. And the healing is now 2d10.
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and do a lay on hands on Khepri, just to
Oh,
Help her
thank
out
you,
some.
Habibi.
yeah.
I won't help you then.
you just it's Keryth. You just can't like ask someone if they want to be burned.
It's
Like,
still
I'm
healing,
concerned.
it's
I'm
just-
I'm
it
concerned
gets
for
a
the
little
person who
hot.
says yes to that.
Also,
Yeah, because there's no like physical damage
Yeah,
either, right? Like
exactly,
this is
like-
all like
no one's bleeding out, and she's like, I could burn you.
Let me cauterize
too
the
eager,
mental
too.
wound.
It's like going to
Khepri
a
and
hot spring. Okay, it's
Khepri
like,
and Ramses are like, damn, I got this major headache, and Keryth comes out with this like flame torch, like I can cauterize the wound. She's like, there's no wound.
no. So it's
Lobotomy,
like in-
anybody?
Oh no!
Oh,
It's
no.
like going to a hot spring, like in Legend of Zelda. You go to the hot springs and they heal you.
Yeah, the
You're
fact
missing the
that-
spring
water-
part of it. You brought the hot. You forgot the spring.
Yeah, Katie, is it a sauna?
Sauna.
Sauna.
Can I just
All right.
mention real fast that every time we try to walk into a place, someone dies.
Hi, Kat.
Oh, and Khepri, don't forget to
Fine.
take that 12
You just
healing.
pass out.
Oh, thank you.
This is just how I warm up.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys going to a tomb? Let me make sure there's a dead person for you guys to bury in this tomb.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, while you guys are treating each other's wounds and blessing each other, bringing back some healing
you.
here, Tanhi is
I have
looking around.
I have healing.
Tanhi's
ammo.
looking around, and she finds this like spot in the air, and it seems to have this great concentration of negative emotion. I don't know how she's able to detect this, but with a 23, she rolled high enough to be able to disable this haunt. This haunt will now not respawn for an entire day. However, it is still not completely destroyed.
Okay.
Tanhi,
To destroy this haunt, you must go to the gate to the south, the ones you guys just came through, and make sure it is fully repaired, closed, locked, and then sprinkled with some holy water.
That's a lot of work.
We can do part of that.
Let's just get out of here by sunset.
Well, we would have
Because
a
I-
full day, so we would have until tomorrow this time.
Yep. But if you come back tomorrow and you haven't fixed the gate,
We'll have to. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. So, are you writing that down, Tariq?
Mm-hmm.
What we need
So
to do?
the haunt is to save it for a day, but the gate needs to be fixed with complete.
Which I do have
completely
repair
shut.
tools now, so
Yes, so
we
it has
just
to
need to
be
get the holy
completely
sprinkled
water.
with holy water.
and we would have to make sure we could lock it.
Habibi
I
goes
feel like the
fixing the
repair
gate.
part would
Okay.
take care of that.
Okay,
So,
so
we just need to try and get the holy water.
Okay, so Tanhi is
I wonder if we'll find any.
she's
inside
looking around and she realizes, okay guys, we're gonna be okay. I think it's gonna show back up tomorrow. I think it's a one-time thing, like a once a day. But I think the gates, like that is where like she started freaking out, like that ghost started freaking out. So we've gotta do something with the gates.
Yeah, it's probably because the gate's damaged. We had
Yeah,
to
so
kind
like
of
the
force it open
haunt
even more too.
Yeah, and so The haunt obviously doesn't feel safe, and so that's probably because it's all mental. Like, it didn't stick around to, like...
Did you say the haunt doesn't feel safe?
Yeah.
The haunt is insecure, guys. Let's give it some reassuring pats on the back.
So we're going to be fine for right now, but if we're here this time tomorrow, probably, or even around this time, we better be prepared.
Okay. Let's hope we don't forget that in 5 weeks. I mean, by evening.
Okay.
Should I try to go ahead and repair the gates while we're here?
How long does repair take?
Depends on the object you're repairing. For this one, I would say it probably takes about an hour to repair these gates.
What if two people are
So
working
while
on it at the
that's
same time?
while that's happening, Habibi could be healing Khepri.
Sure.
Actually, all of us, really, because...
Well,
We all
it's 10
take
minutes. So, right? 10 minutes?
Yeah, for treat wounds.
Well, for the lay on hands.
Oh, I
But
thought
then
you
to
were
refocus
saying...
is 10 minutes.
That's what
thought
I
you
mean.
were
So,
saying, let's fix the gate now while Habibi does some healing.
no, healing Khepri. Because I didn't realize how much time. So, if it's an hour, that's 60 minutes. Habibi can do 6 lay on hands.
And it's what, 12 per?
At this level, yes, I think it's 12 hit points
Well,
per...
okay, so I say 6, but it's really just 5 because we need to allow Habibi to refocus after.
So that'll be a total of 60 points of healing in total
Yeah.
with 5 times.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and roll the crafting check.
I love
Alright,
how
that's
you're all
fine.
arguing about what Habibi can and cannot
Habibi, would
do.
you like to do this?
Yes, I very much would like to heal people. And did you know it only takes 10 minutes for me to refocus?
Don't be
I'm just going
snippy,
to
Habibi.
roll my crafting check.
Don't be snippy.
Wow, I bring you guys down to dying one time, and all of a sudden, everyone's coming at each other.
All right, so
So at this point, is everyone healed? Well, Tanhi won't take any healing. I'm guessing Habibi won't take any healing because we're almost at full. But between the ones that are still down,
Well, how
some
long
hit
is it-
points,
I think
How long does it take
everyone
to
should be
fix the
fully
door?
healed.
an hour.
About an hour. And Keryth, what'd you get for your crafting check?
All right, so the first roll was crap. So I used my hero point to re-roll it.
Oh, boy.
Because I rolled a 2. At first.
Yeah, 2 won't do it.
Second roll though was much better. I rolled a 15 on the die for a total of a 26.
And with a 26, you successfully and completely recover this entire gate. It is now pristine, almost as new, save for a bit discoloration here and there due to erosion over time. But as far as you can tell, you like grab the gate and you try to shake it a little bit, and it's secure and like it swings loosely, gently in your hands.
Yay.
All right, great.
We just have to get some holy water, and who knows, maybe we'll find a vial of holy water in this place.
And we have to figure out,
knows?
and does it lock now, or do we need to figure out a way to lock it?
The locks, there don't seem to be any locks. They were completely destroyed, not just broken.
So we need to find a
So you would
chain.
probably have to find like some rope or maybe a chain, just some way to secure it. Heck, even a piece of wood and like bar the gate a little bit. Any way to like make sure it doesn't open like involuntarily.
Okay.
Just secure it somewhere.
Sounds
Or like a big log or something to put in front of it.
Yeah, use Ultra Hand and chop down a tree and just drag it. Fuse it to the door.
Well, do we see
All right.
anything around the courtyard to use?
There seem to be some trees in the there's like a courtyard to the left. That's where most of the trees seem to be. To the I'm saying to the left. It's more like to the west, and to the east you see a few, but although they seem to be less. It seems like the main garden or the main yard used to be on the west side of the estate.
You guys want to try and get a tree now, or go for it later?
We can probably do it. Probably do it as we're leaving. Hopefully, unless we get to night and we're like, oh, we have to sleep here, kind of thing. Then we should come out here and secure the gate. But I think we should do it as we're leaving.
I think that's a good idea.
Because if we don't have
agreed.
the holy water, like we can at least have it secure, and then we can come back with the holy water and like sprinkle it on the gate as we're going to our third spot kind of thing.
The other
Okay.
thing, too, is, and I highly doubt this would pertain, but you never know, if we needed to leave quickly, we wouldn't want something in the way.
Yeah.
That would be rough.
That would be hard. That would be rough. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Arf, arf.
Arf, arf.
Oh
Arf,
my
arf.
All right. So you guys have 3 ways ahead of you: west, north, and east.
We have Weast.
Oh, gosh. Not this again.
Okay.
East into the garden, east into the other garden, and north into the house. Where would you like to go?
Let's roll a
I guess we
d3.
should- Oh.
1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, clockwise. So
1, 2,
Rock,
3,
paper,
go.
scissors, fight it off.
Just
Are
hope
you
it's not
rolling it?
bugs.
D3.
Oh, no bugs.
Public. Roll.
The one. So
Looks like it's Weast.
So Weast.
we go
So-
Weast.
Off we go.
This one?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, the door is open.
Oh, open. Okay.
Indeed, they do. So remember, these are
You're just
kind
gonna
of
walk
like,
right in there when we had that whole haunt thing. No check,
I like
nothing.
how Tariq and Khepri are standing in the back like, wait, and the other 3, the brave souls, just walked right through, did not care.
They didn't get whammied as hard, apparently.
I guess not.
We actually didn't. I'll have you
I know, like really.
Wow. So you guys step through the garden gates, and you see that the west side of this estate forms an L-shaped yard, mostly given into the sand and sun-dried earth over the thousands of years that it has been untended. There seem to be ancient husks of dead trees here, especially around the border. Keryth, you seem to be standing right in front of them. These are like beds where the gardens used to grow. Beneath your feet, you can imagine there used to be grass. Stone benches also line the walls of the yard, and a large tiled pool sits to the southwestern corner, although from this vantage point you guys can see that it has clearly been completely dried out. It is deep though, and you can't really see the bottom of this pool at the moment. Although from your angle it kind of looks like it's partially filled with a little bit of sand. There is a short flight of steps that lead between a pair of pillars. You guys can't see that half of the garden yet, so I will save that description until you get there. But yeah, that's kind of what you see so far at this angle.
Can Habibi identify anything about what plants used to have grown here? Because he is intrigued.
Sure, you can roll me a nature check.
No! Put me back! Put me back!
What?
So for the audience listening to that shrieking, Keryth moved forward around the corner to see what I was describing, saw a giant centipede, decided, nope, that's not for me, and backed up, and I was like, no, you don't get to retcon that one. So
Okay.
I dragged his token back to where he was and hit pause on the foundry.
No, let him go back, because I have some flavor for this. Let him go back.
All right,
Let him scurry back.
Scurry back.
Okay, so as Keryth scurries by Tanhi is like, what? And takes a step forward, and all she sees in the distance is a giant goddamn bug.
Are you throwing more bugs in because it has been made canon that Tanhi hates them?
And you
I can show you the book and the exact monster they told me to put in here.
Show me the book. Show me the book.
and her fur is like standing up, so everyone behind knows that something's happening. But
Habibi's smelling the flowers though, so I'm not sure he knows what's going on.
Yeah, Khepri, Tariq, and Ramses are just like, hold on, what?
I'm still going to pause for several things to happen all at the exact same time, though.
Oh, no.
Because, Keryth, when you were right there next to the other pool, you saw a second centipede hiding beneath the base of the pool.
Lies!
While he's running back, though, and Tanhi's pupils immediately narrow to slits, staring at the one to the north, because remember, she is currently just aware of that one. If she looks over, she will be able to see just the tail end of the one to the east, closer to her, technically. Right now, she's just completely focused in on the one to the north. Habibi, in the meantime, roll me your nature check. Oh, you already did. You can identify these as like mint and juniper and like basil leaves, like small gardens full of like plants like that. At least what you can assume based on the size of this bed. Meanwhile, the trees you can clearly tell are palm trees. And then with all that happening, I need everyone to roll me for initiative.
I love that you go back and give Habibi like the garden checks. That's hilarious.
Yes,
I feel like that's the equivalent of Tariq writing down notes when a snake appears.
It's very important.
It is.
He's just kind of looking down, like, ooh, this is nice. And why is everyone freaking out?
Yeah, I wanted to enjoy my garden, and you guys just had to go and ruin it.
Railroad everything.
Oh
I
gosh.
wanna go home.
You know what, Habibi? If you wanted, I could let you roll a nature check for the initiative. Actually, now that I think about it, you know what? I'll just use your 25. There you go.
Oh, thank you, because I rolled a 2 on the die for my perception.
Which makes sense. Thematically, it makes sense.
Yes, thematically,
It really
I was not
does.
receiving the monsters.
Thematically, it makes sense that Tanhi is towards the end.
Oh,
And
poor
the Keryth is
Tanhi.
towards the top because he saw it and noped right out of there.
So, first things first, very top of the initiative, this giant centipede to the north is going to spend its first action kind of like unfurling itself and standing on its many, many legs. With its second action, it is going to creepy crawly stride all the way kind of over here. And then it's just kind of like hissing and gnashing. And I actually don't have room to move it anywhere closer, which is fine. It's fine. It's going to stay there. This one over here, however, is going to stand up as well. And it's going to spend its action crawling out of the, like, the little pool here. And it's going to target... You know what? It's going to target Tanhi.
Oh,
Closest.
rude.
Target that. And it is going to whip out its mandibles and try to bite you from reach. I rolled a 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Fantastic. We're going to deal some damage here. It is going to deal only 10 points of damage.
Okay.
But on top of that, I need you to also roll me a fortitude save.
Refuse, say no. Say no to drugs.
I rolled a...
Fortitudes are now drugs.
I mean, typically, if you're doing a save against a drug in Pathfinder, it's usually fortitude. So.
Oh, you know what?
Not
I like that
always,
logic. Andrew, we're saying no to drugs.
That's just fine.
I rolled in 11 on the die for a total of 19.
A 19, unfortunately, is insufficient. You suffer now from centipede venom. You are going to take an additional 4 points of poison damage, and you are clumsy 1.
That's not very nice.
That's rude.
What if I'm already clumsy 1?
Then you just stay clumsy 1.
All right, do I need to roll a separate check to learn anything about these bugs?
Bug.
I'll tell you what they are. They are a giant whiptail centipede, and they have a 15-foot reach on their tail attacks, as well as a 10-foot reach on their mandible attacks. But if you want anything more than that, it will take a separate action.
All right.
For context, by the way, these our players are looking at huge creatures, like size huge, 3x3 squares, and they are measly 1x1. This is currently the largest creature they have ever fought, and there's 2 of them.
Yep.
You guys, should we run?
I mean, yeah.
After the
Maybe.
day we've had, probably a good idea.
Well, we
You
don't
guys don't even know how hard it is to hit these things.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, we don't even know how hard the fight is going to be yet.
Don't
We
listen to
haven't
the
even gotten into
GM.
it.
Have you not seen what he did to us already?
Honey, how you feeling?
I mean, I'm not great, but I mean, I don't feel any worse than I have been.
If we walked away from this fight, would you be okay?
Are we going to be walking?
I don't know. I just wanted to not assume that we have to fight everything that we come across.
But
I know how you are with bugs.
But I can see some doors over there, and I feel like if we really want to explore this place, we're gonna have to take care of them.
Okay.
Let's do this. Crack the knuckles. Get a stretch in. We got this.
Crack knuckles. What big brains do I have to roll to figure out weaknesses for these guys?
Well, they are animals, so a nature would suffice.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
succeeds. I just figured out one of its actions could have taken. Oh well. Well, as that nature check succeeds, I will tell you a little bit more. Centipedes are known for their undulations. It has an action called Undulate. A giant whiptail centipede can stride or step, and during this movement, it can pass through spaces as narrow as 5 feet without needing to squeeze.
I don't like
I completely forgot it had it until just now. That is your first action. You have 2 more actions remaining.
Oh, so I couldn't figure out weaknesses from that? Dang.
They are animals. They do not have weaknesses. They are just big and squishy.
But bugs
Well, not
are,
squishy. I
like,
guess more crunchy.
they're not weak to electric attacks because they're bugs?
Not these ones, no.
I
I mean, they'll
really
still
see the other
take
one.
it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have resistances to it either.
That's true.
Yeah, I can hit that one.
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Absolutely, you can.
use the electric arc as my last 2 actions.
Alrighty then. As you go to cast Electric Arc, this centipede with its 15-foot reach takes an attack of opportunity on you, Habibi.
These things are level 6!
You can't hit our cleric.
I don't know if it's level
It's
6. That's when I
targeting
get it.
me.
Habibi's all we have.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, no, come on.
What?
No! Take that back. Take that back.
No.
Take it back.
No.
Take it back.
There's a
No.
red dot
No.
on me. I'm going to die.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the episode. If you liked what you heard, then please like, share, or subscribe to the Mithril Tabletop. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and Instagram. Or always feel free to email us at themithraltabletop@gmail.com. We'll see you next week! Music and sound effects are provided to you by Envato Elements. The Mummy's Mask is copyright 2014. Mummy's Mask images, characters, and artwork are a trademark of Paizo Incorporated.